Why does Jesus call Simon Peter to follow him a second time, even though he'd already been following him? Simon Peter is one of the first disciples that Jesus calls. And the Bible tells us that when he tells him to follow him, he leaves everything behind and he does it immediately. Yet, after Jesus is risen and returns to the disciples a third time, he tells Simon Peter again, "Follow me." Could it be because he had returned to his former place of duty, even though Jesus was calling him to new? In Mark 1:17, the Bible tells us that Jesus tells them when he encounters them that I will make you fishers of men. So when Jesus reveals himself to them a third time, he finds Simon doing what? Fishing. For fish. The same place he had called him from before. So when he asks him, "Do you love me?" he tells him, "Feed my lambs." When he asks him a second time, he says, "Take care of my sheep." And when he asks him a final time, he says, "Feed my sheep." Was it that he needed to remind Peter that this is what I'm calling you to? I've already told you that you are going to be a fisher of men. You don't need to return to being a fisherman. Or could it be because he was calling him to commit to a different level? At this point, Jesus is about to leave them soon. But this entire time that Simon Peter is following him, Jesus is there with him. When persecution comes, when the Pharisees say things, Jesus, quote unquote, is defending them. But there's about to come a time when Jesus is about to leave them, and Simon Peter was about to do this on his own. They were about to do the healing that Jesus did on their own. They were about to preach the gospel on their own. Could it be that Jesus was about to take them to another level and they couldn't follow him in the same way they were following him before? I know there's the notion of recommitting ourselves to Christ only when we have committed a sin. But could it be that at a certain point of your Christianity, God calls you to recommit to him?